My favorite Iowa story, a story that really has nothing to do with railroads, but I think everyone will understand very quickly why it's appropriate for this program. In 1988, I went to the National Grain and Feed Association meeting in St. Louis, where there was a discussion about issues with railroads. The first speaker got up, and he was from Ralston, Iowa, and he got up and he was going to give his presentation. He walked up, acted very flustered, and all of a sudden said, "I'm sorry, I've got the wrong speech." He breathed for a minute, and he suddenly said, "But I have to give it time anyway because National Grain and Feed Association needs to fill the time." He's going to talk about his brother-in-law now. His brother-in-law is in the water business, and the city regulates the water business, and they only have one supplier. The supplier provides terrible service. They are nasty people. The equipment is dirty. It's just a rough, rough time for his brother-in-law. His brother-in-law is trying to figure out what to do with this terrible supplier, and he goes on to say on and on and on. And he said, by the way, he said, the supplier, Clean New Water, and to save time, let's just call it CNW so we can use abbreviations, is just about as bad a people as you can deal with. So they continue on, and his brother goes to the water convention in Des Moines. And they're talking there, and the other guy says, well, you know, I used to have your problems in life, but now things go much better in 1988. I like a group called Better Neighbors. And to save time, we'll just call them BN. And he said, with open switching, I get better service with my water, and it's brought in, and it's clean, and they're nice people at Better Neighbors. They went on to say that the head of Clean New Water, that's again abbreviated CNW, pointed out that really the elevator in Ralston was too small to do anything. But they had some ideas of people for them to talk with. Aerodynamic Machine, they're down in Decatur, Illinois, and some company up by the lake outside of Minneapolis. Because obviously, those companies knew how to deal with water companies rather than this poor man in Ralston. This went on, and finally, luckily, deregulation came, and he could have any water he wanted. But of course, obviously, in the story, the BN is Burlington Northern, the CNW is Chicago and Northwestern. What was surprising is the man was sitting between two vice presidents, one of the BN and one of the Northwestern. The people fell asleep in the early part of the presentation. By the end, he got a standing ovation. That's my story.